We're large. We're in charge. Those are words that I've said, and it is week 16 in the books. We're moving on to Cincinnati in week 17. We are into the championship weeks, and it is time to win some championships, my friends. I am Dustin. That's Travis Claus. And we are losing sucks. We know all about losing and how much it sucks. After this weekend, we're excited to talk to you, excited to listen to what you have to say, and we're also excited to complain about all of the missed opportunities that we've had, Travis. Because right now our hearts are hopeful, but they're mostly broken.
Yeah, I've got 7 teams advancing out of 30.
Perfect.
But when you have 15 in the Final Four and losing half of them feels brutal, especially in the fashion that we did. But
Yeah.
I made out better than you. You are in more pain than I am, but we do share pain. The Losing Sucks
we do.
team, we have a team of about 4 or 5 guys. And when one of us loses, we all lose, and we all
It
share
hurts.
the pain. It makes it a little bit better.
It sucks.
But at the end of the day, you're going to lose a little bit more sleep than I will.
Yeah.
But
for
that
sure.
being said, like you always say, we have to move on. Week 16 is over. It is now championship week. Do or die. We will talk about every game that happened and what was important.
Yes, we will.
We will talk about what Santa brought both of us
Ho,
since
ho,
it was
horrible.
Christmas a few days ago. And we will look at some pictures tonight for the first time in a long time on this show. I can't
Very
tell you
nice.
what kind of pictures, but they are for adults
Okay.
and children.
All right. Yeah, let's spice it up with the kids.
Only one way to find out. That's to tune into Losing Sucks and see what pictures are posted tonight.
That's right. Yep. We got pictures of adults and kids. That's what
Dustin.
we're going to leave it at.
What did Santa bring you? What was your best gift dropped off by the man himself?
Crushed soul.
Oh. All right.
No, I was looking through, and you know what? One of the best things that he brought me this week is a QB9 performance by Daniel Jones. That is a nice thing he brought me. He was able to secure a championship spot for one of my teams this week, and he did a bunch of good things. CeeDee Lamb, he did some good things. I was okay with him.
The tone is getting real choppy here.
Yep.
I love it.
And you know what? Not for nothing, but Cam Akers. Cam Akers was able to provide me, albeit for nothing now, but he brought
He
me
wasn't
some
even
hope.
on your wish list.
He wasn't
You didn't
on my
ask Santa
wish
for
list.
Cam Akers?
No, it's like one of those. It's like one of those gifts. So it's like one of those gifts that someone gets you that you didn't ask for, but it's super useful. It's like, wow, I would not have thought to ask for this, but now this is great. I have to use this all the time. But now that's Cam Akers. for me.
Sometimes those are the best.
That's right. What about you?
I asked for mine. It was at near the top of my list, maybe at the top. I asked for
Okay.
Alvin Kamara to have an incredible playoff stretch. We asked this about 6 weeks ago. Looking back, I watched the video back today, and we said, if you have a winning record, I think at the time it was if you're 7-5 or 6 and something like that.
Something.
If you're 7-5, buy Alvin Kamara, withstand the rainstorm that will be the last 3 weeks before the bye, and then after the Saints bye week, plug him in. You will have a great playoffs, and he has been doing that. Alvin Kamara comes out with 19 points out of a frozen game in Cleveland. I had 9 shares of Alvin Kamara going.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Santa Claus, for all 9 shares of the 19-point day.
It is nice. 20 carries, man. 20 carries.
And he
last
still
couple
was
weeks.
upset. Did you see his quote after the game?
I'm not getting used on third down.
Stop
and
taking me out.
It's like, geez, it's like I want to die on the field.
I agree
keep
with
me
that.
out
Who
there.
are you putting in?
David
Taysom
Johnson.
Hill, David Johnson. We'll get to
That's
Taysom
right.
Hill.
For sure. Yeah, we don't call him that on this show.
Did
what
Santa
about-
bring you? Oh, okay, go ahead. This is yours.
All right. What about some coal, Travis? Because I was brought some coal, and it doesn't feel good. My coal is Austin Eckler. He broke
That's a lot of
my
people's
heart.
presents.
He showed up. He showed up as like the rich uncle that you have, and then gave you like really cheap Walmart socks. Like
Ooh.
that's what he did. And
You mean if
he
you're
showed
playing
up-
against him?
right? Yeah,
Oh,
if you're
okay.
playing. I was playing against Austin Eckler.
We got to clarify here because some people
sorry.
will say he had a great
Thank you
game.
for clarifying. Yeah, I was playing against Austin Eckler, and he was the reason I lost by 1.1 points.
Brutal.
Travis, that touchdown makes me feel real good.
Which one?
That last one, the last one that he had. No,
Because
no,
he
it was
had
the first
multiple.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of them. Pick any of them.
The goal for me was DeAndre Swift. Not only in week 16, but as I looked at it, it's really been a season-long pile of coal from DeAndre Swift. Aside from the injury and playing through injury and being limited,
Yeah.
he has given us one game as a top 10 running back. I mean, a top 12 running back since week 3.
Yeah.
We're
You know what he-
talking
yeah.
14 weeks.
You know what he's given me, Travis? You know what he's given me?
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
bad.
best thing. That's the best way to put it. What are we doing with DeAndre Swift, who is now the coal monster in Dynasty, Dustin?
You have to hold him. Like, it's not like you can trade. What are you going to trade him for now? No one's giving you a first for him right now. I mean, you know,
I was
shouldn't
offered
say-
Alvin Kamara, Adam Thielen, and a second. And I was told by my team, do
goodness.
not take it. I still wouldn't take it. DeAndre
I
Swift is
wouldn't
23
take
years
it,
old.
Yeah, he's there's better than non-chance that he comes back next year and is fine. But this year, after he cratered, not just hurt your team, he cratered your team. You took
you
him in the
have to
first
play him.
or early second round.
And you got to watch Jamal Williams
Yeah,
eat
Jamal Williams,
for most
top
of the year.
12 back in the league, to have probably the most rushing touchdowns in the league. Just
Yes.
absolutely scorched the earth. And Dan Campbell, every time he got to the goal line and DeAndre Swift, was healthy, it was just a hey, nice,
Yes.
enjoy. Jamal, get out there. It's like,
It was.
oh, wow,
32 would
okay.
just come trotting off the field. It's
Yep.
like, oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. Ben with a great comment. Let's be honest. Austin Eckler was the Grinch. The man stole our Christmas. For those of you that don't know, however many of you are listening, Ben is in our Losing Sucks core group. And
Yep.
he also needed Austin Eckler to have just a regular, very human day. And he was robbed by the Grinch as well. So Austin
we should-
Eckler, the Grinch this year for a lot of people.
Yeah. We should probably turn that group chat that we have into like a Discord in
A
the
support
future.
group. Yeah,
Just,
that's
like,
true.
have-
Yeah.
It's like have more people, like people don't mind Discord, but like a 40-person Twitter chat gets real tough.
Yes, it does. All right, we're moving on to some Christmas cleats, Dustin.
Yes. I don't know anything about this. So
I
you're
just
gonna-
want you to tell me which are your favorite. Or
Okay.
if you know, some of them will be giveaways, but if you know whose they are, take a guess.
Okay.
One of these pairs of cleats is very famous.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
I like this. I like famous.
So I'm
things.
not going to start with that one, but we'll get to that one.
Okay.
I'll start
All right.
here.
Hit me with it. Oh, damn. Okay.
Very nice, right?
Very nice. Is this just this week?
This is 2022, week 16.
Okay. Well, that looks like, is that Justin Jefferson?
It is not. Those are blue.
Blue. Okay. Okay.
It is a traded running back and a head scratcher of a trade.
Is
he
this-
now plays special teams.
he now plays special
He
teams.
was a very important running back on
Oh, Naeem Hines.
that is Naeem Hines. Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Thanks for the help there.
You're welcome. I'll try to give you as much help as I can here.
Perfect. Yeah, just by feet.
These are last maybe 2 years ago.
Okay. Oh, dang. Those are nice.
I tried to find some really good ones. These are pretty darn cool.
Okay. 2 years ago?
2 or 3 years ago, yeah, it's been a while since he was elite.
Elite.
He's not currently on a team. He had a little tour to get
Okay.
signed this year.
Interesting. He's
Didn't
not
work out.
Oh, okay. Interesting that he's not on a roster.
He would have you think that everybody really wants him, but he's still not signed.
Oh goodness, is this Antonio Brown?
No, it's not.
Oh, is it a running back? Or no?
It's Odell Beckham Jr.
I was just about to say, yeah. He was
Yeah.
probably going to be the next one. Okay.
As far as the work that goes into the cleats, that's probably as high as it gets.
That's nice.
We'll stick with OBJ here since we're already on that topic.
Yeah.
These might be my favorite, Dustin.
OBJ. Yeah, got him. Awesome. Yep, I'm right. That's good.
Those have to be. They got to be my favorite. The
those are good.
fuzzies.
The Grinch. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
I do believe all of these players were fined, but it was okay. They have the money
like a
for it.
$5,000 fine. They don't care.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
A
That's
lesser superstar, but a very productive 2021 player and start of 2022 player at running back. He is old. These are his cleats on Christmas.
He is old. Okay. You say he's a running back?
He is a running back. He has played special teams, receiver, running back, and probably other things in his career. He has big
goodness.
dreadlocks, and he.
Oh, is it Cordero Patterson?
It is Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yeah,
You are
Corduroy.
correct. Pretty basic, but still nice little touch at the top.
I like that.
The final two are the same player. I'll start with the ones that don't have his name on them.
Do it. Ah, okay.
These are the most famous Christmas cleats in the history of the NFL.
Are they really?
Yep.
Holy cow. Oh, goodness.
There is a clue on the cleat.
Yeah, it says 41.
Yes, it does.
Goodness, I'm trying to think of any famous players that I know that wear 41.
6 touchdowns were scored in these
Oh,
cleats.
yeah, duh. That's freaking Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
Those are the Christmas cleats. Yeah.
These were the cleats.
That game saved me a lot.
Finally, by also Alvin Kamara, these are
Yeah.
honorable mention for my top favorite.
Oh, yep. Those
Clean,
are, man, those are
classy,
super clean.
with jingle bells.
Man, how do you not love those? Imagine getting juked out of your cleats and then hearing jingle, 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 jingle.
So
Man, that's
those were
sick.
some cleats that we've seen. Ben loves to shout out when Dustin is acting like an idiot, and he says his number is on the cleats.
Oh, I forgot he owns that number, Ben.
Dustin was thinking of all the other number 41
All the other
running
numbers.
backs.
There are lots of them with that number, Ben.
All right, we will stick with the pictures here before we get to the rundown.
Perfect.
These are Week 16 pictures. Dustin, I want you to give me a spontaneous, and I know you love this. For those of you that don't know, Dustin used to do stand-up comedy. He might still do it in his off-season when he's not recording shows. Dustin,
Yeah.
channel your inner comedian and give
Okay.
me a whose line is it anyway type instant quote
Ooh.
out of the player in the picture.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let me wet my whistle.
I will
Okay.
tell you who you're speaking for, and I'll give you
Okay.
about 2 seconds to come up with it.
Okay. Cool. Hit me.
Aaron Rodgers is saying,
Hey, man, it's not easy to be good. It's also harder to be bad, but you're really good at it. So keep it up, buddy.
well done. All right, number 2. Nick Foles is saying to himself here,
God damn it! How do you supposed to do this again? Like, where's Doug Peterson? Philly special, Philly special.
number 3, George Kittle is saying,
I love when no one else is on the field. All the balls go to me. They're all mine, all of them.
George Kittle went absolutely nuclear.
Yeah.
I will let you touch on George Kittle a little bit later because we have a Dynasty
George
League
Kittle.
where you tried to sell George Kittle
Yeah. Yeah.
to a contending team, and everybody laughed at you because he's, 27?
He's
And
27.
he's killing.
I asked one guy. I asked for a future first in Darnell Mooney, and this guy would be in the
Oh.
championship if he took the trade.
Ooh, who is
I'm
it?
not gonna- Mr. Patrick Pucci. You
He
didn't
loves
take my
Mooney, man.
trade.
Yeah, he wouldn't take. He
You
wouldn't give
didn't
me
take
Mooney
my
either.
trade,
I
and now
believe
you're
in
out of
Mooney
the
too, though.
playoffs.
Yeah, should have taken Kittle there.
Yeah.
All right, we will go to another tight end with a monster day. T.J. Hawkinson is saying,
He's like, guys, this is how you jump right here. He's like, that ball's mine. And then number 20 is like, you can't see it. He's like, but I can smell it.
all right. To me, he's saying, give me that shit.
Mm.
And
Might-
finally, the best player in the world, on one of the best plays of the weekend is saying, in his own voice,
This is how you score a touchdown, folks. You put your hand on the field and you're still technically in bounds.
what an amazing picture.
Can't do Kermit, but that's
Patrick Mahomes.
God, he's so. That's absurd. That picture right there.
He scores on this
Goodness.
play. The Chiefs make it look so
Goodness.
easy sometimes.
It-
And the Seahawks, you thought, might win the division. It felt like the Chiefs were at practice.
The Chiefs. I mean, look, the Chiefs are special. You know, I still think the Seahawks are going to be fine. But
Going to be
yeah,
fine
that-
win.
eventually, like one point in the future. At some indeterminate time in the future, they're going to be fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the rundown, Dustin. Hit me with the
Let's do it.
We're gonna dive in to the rundown. I'll be exhausted because it's like a triathlon.
Man, it's been a while since that drop.
drop. A whole
Anyway,
week.
yeah, one whole week. Let's go ahead and hop into this. Let's start with the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. Mr.
Your
Travis.
Chicago Bears.
My Chicago Bears. All of you out there hoping to have a championship run with Justin Fields. Not happening because of this game. I will tell you that. If you made it to the championship with Justin Fields in your starting lineup, it wasn't because of Justin Fields. This was his worst showing, fantasy-wise. That, granted, we kind of have to. You always have to caveat it again. We knew coming in. Enough caveating. Okay, these 2 weeks, if you made it, now is where it pays off. But single-digit day did not do you any favors. He didn't really have any help as well. Maybe, I mean, David Montgomery didn't put up a goose egg. That's about as nice of a thing as you can say.
Yeah, what happened for Buffalo?
I mean, Buffalo, look, Josh Allen went to town on the Bears. The Bears have no defense, so him. But Diggs didn't really show up to the game. He wasn't the target. It was all Josh Allen. You know, James Cook had a nice showing. It was honestly a lower scoring game than I thought it was going to be. The Bears defense actually looked pretty decent at times, but they just couldn't stop, you know, Josh Allen's running ability in the red zone, and that's what killed him eventually. But Singletary and James Cook, man, they both go over 100 total yards and a touchdown. So big days there for the backfield. You know, that's going to be a question in the offseason, but look pretty good on the ground on a cold Chicago day.
I have high hopes for James Cook in his future. The
sure.
more I watch him play, the more they give him the ball. He's
Yeah.
electric. He looks more and more like Dalvin Cook by the week,
That's because they're related.
which
That's
is
'cause they're related.
very exciting for me.
I don't think he's ever going to be Dalvin. There's
Why
no
not?
way.
Why?
Because well, first of all, Dalvin's like 3 inches, 4 inches taller, and like
You do
weighs
have to be
25
tall to be
more
running back,
pounds.
yeah. Dustin,
So,
don't rain on my parade.
I'm sorry. I'm snowing on your parade.
I don't. Okay, that's much better.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Saints and Browns, speaking of snow, this game was absolutely frozen. Alvin Kamara, though, as we said earlier,
Yep.
goes over 100 yards, gives you a touchdown. I won't touch on this again. We said buy Kamara. You bought Kamara. It worked out. Taysom
go.
Hill scores a touchdown for you.
Yep.
We do have a Taysom Hill drop somewhere. Dustin's looking for it as I finish up this game.
His name's not Taysom Hill. First of
Oh,
all. It's not. Who you must be referring
used
to
to
is
be.
His name is John C.
yeah. Put some respect on that name.
Taysom Hill in our group chat, I sent a screenshot of a Yahoo blurb that said they could go full Taysom today.
You never go
Taysom
full
Hill gave you 12 points.
Whoa.
I did put him in for Ezekiel Elliott. They both had fine days.
That's a choice.
I know. It's like,
That's-
look,
there-
if you can get a quarterback in any regular position,
if
they're going to go with him at quarterback, which there was a chance, Andy Dalton had 2 points on the day.
Where's Jeff Driscoll at? Where is he at?
That's true. He had a quick coming out
Yeah.
of retirement. He went right back to it.
Yeah.
Houston needs to realize that Davis Mills could be the guy, but they won't. Bryce Love.
Yeah. What's their record right now? Pretty sure Davis Mills has been.
I think it's
Been
intentional. Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb were solid, but not great. Amari Cooper slipped on a wide open touchdown.
Yeah, that was
Neither of them found the end zone. Nick Chubb now has been fairly quiet for over a month.
putrid. Yeah, I mean he's not been nearly what he has been, but
He's going over 90 yards back-to-back weeks, but you
the
need
touchdowns.
just one. This time of year, just get in.
Yeah,
I will give you Seattle and Kansas City because you love Seattle and they
I love
lost,
Seattle.
and I want to hear you talk
Ridiculous.
about it.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. All right, so this game. Let's talk about this game, okay? Because this game, this game. So first of all, this just looked like practice for the Chiefs. They were able to move the ball at will. Pacheco, Kelsey, McKinnon all gave you pretty solid games, and Mahomes didn't need to be, superstar lighting it on fire. Mahomes, although he did have, as we saw earlier, a really cool play.
Superman
where
play.
It's you realize you see that play and you're not that surprised because it's Patrick Mahomes.
Here's the thing with that kind of play for me.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder of here's what I could be doing anytime I want to. But I try to keep everybody else involved. I'm distributing.
Right.
And, I mean, he's a quarterback. He's supposed to distribute. But
Yeah.
he could do anything he wants almost at any moment. And I feel like he
Yeah.
tries to stick to what you expect from a quarterback. And as the season goes on, he's like, all right, all the fun stuff's about to start going down. That was one of them.
It's annoying.
What about Seattle?
Seattle? Kenneth Walker III still looks pretty good. I'm excited for him moving forward in the future.
Would you take him for Swift 1-for-1?
Yes,
I would too.
for sure. He'll be a target of mine. I made a trade in the offseason, and look, you never know. First of all, this is why you shouldn't buy into so much offseason hype on a player, positive or negative, because you get these things that pop up all offseason. It was Kenneth Walker can't catch. Kenneth Walker's not going to be used. Kenneth Walker isn't going to be as good as he was in college. And you go and you miss out on a guy like that. Going off talent, going off situation. Don't overthink it. If teams like to run the ball, they're going to run the ball no matter, if they pick someone in the second round and they like to run the ball, they're going to run the ball with that person.
It did help that Rashad Penny got hurt.
It
would have been a lot more of a split. I mean, it would have been 65-35 or 60-40.
Yes, it would have been. But Geno Smith, on the other hand, wasn't his normal electric self. 215 yards, threw it 40 times. He had an interception. DK Metcalf, on the other hand, had 81 yards, no touchdown. I mean, weapons are still useful, but without the touchdowns, you didn't have a league-winning week, which is what you need out of these matchups. It was unfortunate.
New York Giants and Minnesota Vikings. Both quarterbacks had big days in this one. Dustin, quick fact for you. Daniel Jones, quarterback 10 on the season. Kirk Cousins, quarterback 8 on the season.
Beautiful.
These are two guys that you could get in the back half of your draft, and they really worked out.
Yeah.
That group of Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers in the draft, Derek Carr, he's the only one of that group that really came to play for you. Saquon Barkley shows up for you again, 130 yards and a touchdown. Ben was excited about that one.
Yes,
Richie
he was.
James and Slayton were plug and plays for you and I on our show last week, I believe on Thursday. We said we liked them both. We expect decent days. Richie James goes 8 for 90, another top 24 week.
Yes.
Darius Slayton 4 for 79. That's very playable at this time of year in a deep
Another
league.
one.
Another one. Those are both big wins. Justin Jefferson, Dustin, I have to say, 3 or 4 weeks ago when we were on Shall We Football,
Yep.
I said, are we sure Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league?
Yep.
And then I followed it. I justified it in my own head by saying, if Devontae Adams was still in Green Bay, would we be having this conversation as unanimously as we were having it that night? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
it's not close, especially in fantasy. Jamar Chase is a great receiver, but you've said all along he's not a volume guy. Justin Jefferson, 12 for 133 on 16 targets.
The thing is, they never. He does things so much better than other wide
It's
receivers.
ridiculous.
It's just not fair. Like, it's nothing against Devontae, nothing against AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, but they are not Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson does things that he does them just as well as Devontae Adams does, except for he's younger and probably faster.
So let's say you had Justin Jefferson, because you'll see a handful of these 12 on 16 targets over the course of the year. You might not see one of those from Jamar Chase on a season.
No, he doesn't. See
If
that
you
kind of
get
volume.
one, it's going to be like, oh, that's who Chase is. It's really not. You've been saying this all along, and you're a Chase guy. But if you have Jefferson and I offer you Chase, what do you want in addition?
More. So
Like if I offer you Chase and DeAndre Swift,
yeah, I would take that.
you would?
Sure. Yeah, because I need.
Are you sure you would?
I would say I believe in DeAndre Swift enough to say, yeah, I think I would probably ask for a little bit more. My thing is always if they're two of the same thing, like if we see them in the same tier, like Chase and Jefferson, I'll always go, awesome. You want Jefferson, and you're offering me Chase, I want a first. Give me Chase and a first. Like, tell me you want Chase more than you want you want Jefferson more than you want Chase. Because
DeAndre Swift is enough to make up the difference. I feel like there's an enormous gap right now
That would
from
be on the
Jefferson
low
to
end.
anyone, including Jamar Chase.
I would say Jamar Chase is banged up, and this offense wasn't exactly perfect. I still like Chase enough to say that he'll be close enough. This hasn't been his year. He's gonna have another more great years,
Yes.
and so
But there's competition there. It's a 1A, 1B.
But that's not gonna be forever. Things change year to year, man. Adam Thielen's there now. Who's going to be there next year? Hawkinson, it could be someone else. They could lose a quarterback. Right now, you have Joe Burrow who's going to be there. He's young. He's going to be on that rookie contract. They're going to keep Chase.
He's 8 points per game better.
There's already whispers right now that the Bengals could look to move T. Higgins this year. So
The difference in points between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
It's
just
special.
average, not taking injury into account, just their averages, is greater than the difference in Josh Allen to Daniel Jones and Derek Carr.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift does not make that up. I'm not moving Justin Jefferson for that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I would.
You'd be sad, I feel like.
I would. Like you said, I don't think I would move Jefferson. There's not enough that you could give me.
There is. No. There is. If I offered you Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, and Chase, you would take it.
Sure, but that would be like a ridiculous offer. You're talking I would.
Brian Robinson, DeAndre Swift, and Chase?
Sure, I would take that.
I wouldn't do it. I would not do it.
I would do that.
The one thing you know for a fact is Justin Jefferson is 19.8 points per game. And he was last year too.
For sure.
That's a quarterback.
Look, there's a chance that he's going on like an Antonio Brown-esque run right now of 5-6 years straight of just dominating the league.
Yes.
And if you believe that, and for all intents and purposes, I don't see why it can't happen. Granted, Kirk Cousins isn't like a Hall of Fame level quarterback, and they could try to replace him. It might not work out. That's why I kind of lean more towards Chase, because for longevity purposes, it has nothing to do with Justin Jefferson himself. But we're talking purely in the context of if I'm getting Chase plus.
It's Burrow.
Sure.
Burrow is the difference.
Burrow is the difference maker. I know he's not going anywhere.
Okay, this is a really fun debate to have.
We're gonna have to talk
offseason.
about this. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this more.
Okay, back to the show sheet,
Yeah.
which brings us to wrap up this game.
Yeah.
My tight end dynasty 3 that I took some flack for on that take, saying
Yep.
I would love TJ Hawkinson, so much so that I would take him over Kyle Pitts.
For sure.
13 for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns on 16 targets. That is your best Travis Kelce game from somebody not named Travis Kelce that you could possibly get.
For sure. Would you right now in Dynasty, would you trade Travis Kelce for a Hawk in like maybe a second?
Probably not.
Okay.
I think Kelce has another 2 years. The consistency is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
I get that.
but like T.J. Hawkinson and
Yeah.
Swift,
Sure.
sure, I'll take it
Why not?
because it tied in 3. Legitimately for me, it's Kelce, Andrews, Hawk, tier
that's fair.
break, Kyle Pitts because of all the other stuff.
Oh man, I hear you.
Atlanta sucks. They're
Yeah,
going to suck. It's a
Pitts is
train
not at
wreck.
the top of that next tier. Kittle is still there.
Oh, okay, I agree. I don't want
Yeah.
want Pitts unless it's for
Pitts
cheap.
is not. Yeah, Pitts is not. Until he shows me that he has this glimpse of potential, I'm not doing it.
Yep.
Let's talk about another game that we were just talking about, the Cincinnati Bengals, their game with the New England Patriots, man. Joe Burrow, the quarterback 4 on the season. Forget your freaking discounts because he doesn't rush as much as, Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields or anything. The guy is amazing, okay? 375 and 3. He's just dropping dimes like he's got, I don't know, holes in his pockets. I don't know what else you want me to say. This guy, he's got T. Higgins. He's got all these weapons. He's got Jamar Chase. T. Higgins goes for, 128 and a touchdown, which is enough to get you to the next
Huge.
round.
Yeah.
Patriots still look like a mess everywhere. I'm excited for Mac Jones in the future to get rid of friggin' Matt Patricia and have an actual offensive mind.
Mac Jones is excited to get rid of Matt Patricia.
Yeah, for sure.
He screams at him every week.
I'm tired of hearing the slander talking about how he's worse than all these other quarterbacks and how he shouldn't be a starting quarterback. Like, get out of here. Like, you watch the games. Watch the games. Stevenson, 2 points. You probably murdered your lineup like that.
You're out,
That
most likely.
prior.
Unless you played
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you had other guys. Myers and Bourne find ways to score, and those guys, you're probably not relying on them to carry your team.
They
But
had
New
huge
England-
days.
They did have huge days, but
Like, out of nowhere. I think
Bourne-
Jacoby Myers was like a tipped pass touchdown from 50 yards. So,
yeah, sometimes you need those things to break your way in the playoffs. But New England, you're not counting on their offense right now. And we're probably heading into another tumultuous offseason where we have no freaking clue what to expect from the Patriots. Much the same as we have no idea what's going on with the next 2 teams we're going to talk about.
Detroit and Carolina. Carolina comes out of nowhere to carry you to the championship. It was Darnold
Wild.
all along for Carolina.
Darnold all along.
Quarterback 8 on the week. Deontay Foreman, RB3. Hubbard, RB17. DJ Moore, wide receiver 9. What is this offense? And can they do it again in week 17? God, I hope so, because we need weapons to produce.
God, there is a stat going around the fantasy community that with Sam Darnold and his adjusted points expected over average, and he is number 1 by far since week 12. And
Who is?
Sam Darnold, he is the number 1 quarterback since he has been starting in EPA.
Oh, my
which
gosh.
is wild.
Did he earn his job? For
With
next year?
that, they're gonna have a new coach. They're gonna have a higher draft pick. I doubt it, but
He'll be there, though.
he could be annoying. He could be enough to keep on your dynasty roster and spot starts. Who knows?
I'll be starting him in week 17, I believe. Oh, they're playing Tampa. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that.
Quick question from Ben. Is
Okay.
Ramondre Stevenson a first-round pick next year, sort of in the range that DeAndre Swift was this year?
No.
Into the first.
No, he is probably end of second.
Okay.
Middle, high third.
I don't know that I would take him. I think there's just too much risk with
No,
that.
I hate the
backfield.
Patriots' backfield.
I mean, this is like
It's as
15
clear
years
as
that we've
mud.
been saying this. Detroit was terrible on the other side of the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 27. DeAndre Swift, as we've said over and over again, 2.5 points. Running back 52. Good season to everyone that had DeAndre Swift and Ramondre Stevenson, most likely.
even that?
Absolutely disgusting performance.
Just
Let's move on from this one. Atlanta and Baltimore played. What happened in that one?
look. Tyler Algier is just a bowling ball. pinging off defenders, 118 yards and a touchdown. He's a top 12 running back on the week.
Shout out Adai 999 for the call.
Ben, way to go, man. Andrews, man, Mark Andrews. Again, he's not healthy, playing on this decrepit offense. You know what? It sucks. Gus Edwards goes for 99 yards on everyone's bench. And, I mean, look, if you started Mark Andrews, you're probably not having a good time. Mark Andrews didn't score. He had that longer reception. He probably put up, I don't know, depending on the league, 5 to 7 points. So not exactly saving you there, not murdering you in terms of fantasy, in terms of tight end landscape, but did not do what you needed to get to the next level. Most likely, we can move on from this game. Houston and Tennessee.
That was a pretty quick recap. I'll do you even better here. Houston versus Tennessee. Derrick Henry gets it done again another day in the office. 17.6 points. This game was terrible for fantasy as expected. Moving on to the next game.
No one has fun. Washington and San Francisco. I love George Kittle. I love him so much. He comes alive in the fantasy playoffs, and especially with Deebo Samuel out, he is the safety blanket for Brock Purdy in this offense. He is schemed open, and as a guy that predominantly blocks, it's easier to sneak him into an open coverage. So he 23 points and 27 points in the last couple days that he's played.
How many tight ends do you feel like when they get the ball in space, you're like, oh, this is a house call?
There's like 3 of them.
Who?
So I love Travis Kelce, obviously.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And
George
even
Kittle.
he has to take angles and like make some guys miss.
Sure.
Who's
George
taking it and like they're just gone.
Yeah.
I don't know another tight end that's like that.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram's really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depends. Like I've seen some good plays by Dalton Schultz. I've seen some good plays.
He's never just gone though.
No, he's not a burner.
Every time Kittle turns and is going downhill, like
Yeah.
it could be a 60-yard touchdown at any time. I just don't know many tight ends that can do that.
There's not many of them. Not many of them
It's
around.
wild.
CMC, man, quiet day. Still, double-digit points probably, but he probably not enough to save you.
Over under 25 next week versus
Who
Vegas.
do they have? Versus Vegas? I'm gonna go under 25.
2021.
I don't.
Half
They don't-
PPR.
Yeah. No.
Oh, what?
Yeah. They haven't been just relying, like dumping it off religiously to him. They've got other weapons.
Oh, man. I don't like hearing that. I need
I don't-
20 points. Everybody needs 20 points from McCaffrey next week.
I'm not gonna say if you're asking me if I'm confident that he'll get it done. No. Am I saying that's a possibility? Yeah, it could happen.
Okay.
It's CMC, of course.
Just don't say I don't see it.
Okay, I won't say
'Cause
I
that
won't see it. I
scares
don't
me.
see
Thank
it
you.
because that defense is bad.
All
But
right.
sometimes they're good, which is annoying. 5 for 81 for Ayuk. But on the other side, man, Terry, Dotson, Samuel all score and give you more than what you expected, or probably realistically expected for them against San Francisco. But they all helped. So
2 quarterbacks threw touchdowns for the Commanders.
yeah, it's just weird.
Interesting move by them to just throw him out there and then watch him ball out in his single quarter.
Heineke didn't look terrible. I
I know.
understand.
I don't get it.
They're like, yeah,
he's
you know
looked
what?
fine.
It's like, screw it. Get out there.
Philadelphia
there
and
we
Dallas.
are. Yeah.
Here in Dallas, Dustin, on Christmas Day, it was a big deal. This game was huge. I had my entire family around the TV,
Oh, wow.
and Dallas got it done. Minshew
Good.
held his own, 25 points for the man, QB5 on the week. The wide receivers in this one were putting on a show. It was an air show all around. CeeDee Lamb, 10 for 120 with 2 scores. A.J. Brown, 6 for 103. Devontae Smith, 8 for 113 and 2. Both of these Philly receivers can eat at the same time. I stand corrected. I thought it would be him or him, and they've just both been great.
Turns out good football players can be good at the same time.
Very true.
Weird.
A hell of a game.
Yeah.
Hurts has not been cleared yet for Week 17. I don't think they roll him out there. Minshew was fine. and they have a very
Yeah.
easy matchup.
It was not his fault that they lost that game. That defense was not stopping anyone, and you can't have that. You can't have that. So I would love to see Hurts out there. I completely look. They just have to win one more game to lock up the number 1 seed. So I don't think that they necessarily have to have Hurts out there.
Perhaps he's dressed and ready in case things aren't going their way. But if they're going
Maybe.
fine for Minshew, they don't put Hurts in.
I don't think it'll be a maybe situation. I think he either goes or he's out. I think.
Okay. Did Brian Robinson end up falling into the end zone for Washington?
Look at the stats. Okay, no, he didn't.
Did you say that he would?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why that doesn't ring a bell for me. It should. Maybe
we
maybe
had
the
a whole
whiskey.
conversation about it. Talking
Probably
about,
the whiskey last week.
Yeah.
It's also why I'm drinking hot tea tonight.
There you go. Got to fix the vocal cords.
All right, let me take this one and then I'll give you the one
Okay.
after. Las Vegas and
Aw.
Pittsburgh. This game was too cold to allow for any real fantasy relevance. Huge letdowns from Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. The Raiders look completely lost. We will move on.
Yeah, they do. Let's talk about Denver and the Rams. Holy Rams. Because Denver looks awful. I kind of called that. But Higbee having a Higbeast game, the original workhorse tight end, 9 for 94 and 2 touchdowns. But Cam Akers is the story here. They threw to him. He had a whole bunch of touches, going 25 for 147 and 3 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
It's like, wow. It's like we can punch them repeatedly in the face with Cam Akers. And they just did it until their hand broke.
Did you see Sean McVay after the game? In the interview,
No, I
it's
didn't.
like he was like, "Yeah, we always knew we had this guy in Cam Akers, and we told him, we weren't going to trade him. We believed that this is who he was and who we always wanted him to be." I'm like, "Bullshit!
Yeah. You guys said you were
You
was out of
wouldn't have
town.
said that if he had 50 yards and no touchdown. You're just saying that now. You tried to get him out. You almost cut him.
That's BS.
Come on, man.
We always believed in him, mostly because no one else believed in him.
We didn't play him a lot because we knew he was really good. Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
We were saving him for when the season was already over.
So dumb.
So Hackett gets fired on the other side of the ball. Hackett is gone. He's out of Denver. I think that they're going to have to figure out this big fire that they've got. It's just $160 million guaranteed.
The GM did say today, we do not believe that Russ is unfixable.
That's good. I don't know what else you'd say if you come out and
What
say,
an
hey,
endorsement.
a third of our roster every year is actually just terrible.
Is
We're
not
going to be ass for
unfixable.
4 years.
If you're
Well,
Russell Wilson and you're hearing that, are you like, bro, what?
He doesn't listen to anything. He's too busy listening to Christian Rock and Sierra. Like, I don't know what else. What do you think he listens to post-game interviews? No, he doesn't talk he doesn't even know that anyone else exists in that locker room.
That's very
Well,
true.
other than Jerry Jeudy, who goes over 100 yards. And congratulations if you started him. Way to go.
If you have Jerry Jeudy, you're probably out of the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Green Bay versus Miami. My Green Bay Packers win again. We are hot, 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 Dustin. You love to see it.
You
Watson
do.
did break me heart. He broke me heart. I say that because on the sheet it should say broke my heart, but I typed me, so I say he breaks
Broke
me heart.
He break me heart.
Let me elaborate for just a second here.
Sure.
I had Christian Watson in 7 leagues. In 4 of those leagues, I lost by single digits.
Yeah.
Christian Watson fell on his own feet, tripped on himself at the 1-yard line instead of scoring a touchdown, and then on the following drive, injures his hip and does not return for the second half after an 8-target first half.
Yeah.
Brutally painful to watch this. But Green Bay wins. Tua and Tyreek both go over 100 yards. Jalen Waddle gets the touchdown. Tua back in concussion protocol. Shocker. Dolphins are not for real. They are not a contender. While he's the quarterback, they cannot make a run in the playoffs.
I don't know what to say, man. I mean, he still threw for what?
I don't want to
300
hear the
yards?
yards. I
He
tweeted
threw
that.
for
You can
300
tell me about the
yards.
yards all you want. He is not good enough. Your eyeballs tell you he's not good enough.
That's not what they tell me. Hold on. Listen. There's sometimes you're having a hard time. The holidays are hard for all of us. It's cold. Sometimes you play in places that aren't your home. And Tua, I understand. Sometimes those guys are mean out there. They push
That
you
was
down.
his home.
They don't help you up. Sometimes your head gets smacked around and you don't even remember your name. But you know what? You go out there and you play. You do what you can. You lead those men. And you don't listen to Travis, because Travis doesn't know what he's talking about. You're still a damn good quarterback.
It's over.
It's not over. It's never over. And if
We're
there's
on to
one thing
Teddy
I've learned
Bridgewater.
from listening to hip hop, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Well done, Dustin. It is too late for Miami.
It's not. You know who it is too late for? The Cardinals.
Yes.
The Cardinals in Tampa played. I did not know that J.J. Watt was retiring.
They didn't say anything about it. He must not have told anybody.
Yeah. He kept. I understand he's got a kid now. Really, really glad to see him go. But man, that guy, he's gone.
One of the best to ever do it.
After the season, yeah, one of the best to ever do. But let's talk about the game, I guess. Tom Brady, another game-winning drive. These teams just love giving games away to Tom Brady. They're
Yes.
like, Tom, you could win this one. He's like, I don't really feel like it. They're like, no, we'd like you to.
I
Like,
just want to see if you can.
as
do
a
it again.
team, we want to experience a game-winning drive. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess. The wide receivers disappeared. And then Tom Brady's like, you know who exists on this team? Only Leonard Fournette. And they just threw to the flats. I don't know what is going on with this team. Tom Brady doesn't look great when he's throwing downfield.
Tough.
Mike Evans doesn't care, I guess, sometimes. It's like, I don't know. Something's missing. That extra like great that turns these players into good players. I don't know.
They're not happy.
Yeah, they look miserable, right?
But you just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Relax.
Yeah, but like it's like I don't know.
You're
Something's
okay.
going on there. Something in the culture of that team. It's like
Yeah.
lots of injuries, lots of just unhappiness. What's gonna piss them off is if they have to like endure another game in the playoffs. Look, we got to do this more.
And
we have
then
to play
lose.
more
Yeah.
football. Oh God, that would be ridiculous. Anyway, James Conner, 25 points. Apparently, he took
25 points
he took
against
all of-
the Tampa Run D.
I didn't see this coming.
I
know what?
expected like 6.
Well, 6. It's funny you say 6 because that's more yards than DeAndre Hopkins got.
What was that?
He had 10 targets, and you're probably thinking, yeah, 10 targets for DeAndre Hopkins probably got close to 100 yards.
Yep.
Nope. He didn't even get 100 inches. So actually, he
Yes, he
barely
did.
got over 100-ish inches. He had like 120 inches.
He did.
I don't know. But I don't know math. I don't know. But
Dustin
whatever
knows
it is.
about inches.
Yeah. This got weird real fast. Anyway, Cardinals suck. The Bucks suck a little less, and the Bucks win. Let's talk about the Chargers in Indianapolis.
The final game, the final few bullet points on the show sheet. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. Austin
Yeah.
Eckler scored 2 touchdowns, Dustin.
Amen.
Not sure if you knew that, but he did. Keenan Allen outscores Mike Williams and out-targets him 14-4.
It's beautiful.
Ridiculous. Big day for Keenan Allen. He did not step out. If you zoom in, there is green in between his foot. I will be bitter forever. Indy is as bad as it gets. Bench
They're-
everyone from that team next week.
God, more like Jeff Saturday.
Are you
Right.
benching Yeah, you're right. Are you benching Michael Pittman
Yes.
in the championship? You have to.
I don't. Who can you trust? It's like only if it's an emergency and you have no one else. Would I?
What
put
if they
any
say
of these
Sam
guys in.
Ellinger is starting?
Oh God, no.
You're like,
no,
oh, maybe.
No, then maybe Michael Pittman, maybe.
Okay, quick
But-
story about this game.
Goodness. Yeah, let's do it.
The
Let's-
opponent.
Let's bring it up.
The opponent in my home league.
Okay,
This league has been around since 2009.
it's a while.
This is my biggest rival. He hates when I win so much. He has Jalen Hurts. He was the 1 seed on the season. We were on a crash course for the playoffs, and we played this week.
Wow.
The moment.
Oh God.
You gonna learn
I don't know.
today.
I guess I pressed it. I don't know what I pressed.
It was it actually fits. It was 3:21 p.m. Central Time when Jalen Hurts was announced out by Ian Rappaport. At 3:22 p.m., I picked up Geno Smith, Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, Zach Wilson, Matt Ryan, Gardner Minshew, and dropped everyone on my bench.
Ridiculous.
People like Slayton, Hollywood Brown, Zonovan Knight, P. Ryan, got like guys that are rostered.
Wow.
He then picks up Sam Darnold, the only quarterback I did not pick up. Okay? That was the only quarterback other than like Joe Flacco that was still there. I picked up everybody.
Unbelievable.
15 minutes before kickoff, he drops Sam Darnold and picks up Nick Foles and texts me, I'm going to win it on Monday night.
No way.
I
bro.
immediately pick up Sam Darnold
No.
and drop my kicker and go into the game with no kicker to make him start Nick Foles. Then once the game start, I drop all of these quarterbacks that have started playing, pick up all my guys again, and pick up
You're sick.
pick up my kicker
sick,
again.
Sick.
He has to start Nick Foles, and he loses. Very sad last night. He has a team: Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, DeAndre Swift, Travis Kelce, Tony Pollard, Jalen Hurts. That team is out, and they gave him 65 points.
I mean, that team definitely struggled last week, so
I moved on behind a 7-point day from Monra, 6 from Chase, 4 from Watson,
unbelievable.
4 from Andrews. It was just
That's
9
That's
from
an
Fields.
ugly matchup. That's literally just like do what you got to do to win. Like
83 to 65 in the final 4.
Oh God, you got to be sick, man.
I'm so
Gotta be
lucky.
Sick.
All right, Dustin, bring us home. We have one more show,
Oh,
episode
gosh.
100
We have-
on Thursday.
Episode 100 in 2 days. I'm gonna have some fun stuff planned. I got to come up with some things. But man, it's been a great ride. We finally made it. Last episode of the fantasy season for us on Thursday, episode 100. Make sure you're listening. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you all for staying with us for this long. Go get those titles. See you back here on Thursday where we give you the big picks of the week and give you some other context for a championship matchup that Travis and I find ourselves in. And a lot of drama building up. Thanks again. Make sure you're following us on Twitter over at Losing Sucks. Check us out online at losingsucksfantasy.com. As always, stay winning. Losing sucks. Don't do it.